Hello friends, welcome to Bedi Astrology. This is my first solo video for 2020. So let me share my screen. So today we're gonna talk about SWATI Nakshatra, as many of you was waiting for the next Nakshatra video. So before I start, I just want to say that some of you were waiting for me to make the video for SWATI Nakshatra. It is an important video for each and every one, especially for those ones who are having focal planets or ascendant lord or the Mahadasha lord running for SWATI. Yes, it is an important video, but it is the important video for each and every one, because not only if I have SWATI in my chart, only then I have to watch this video. It's not like that. I always says the 27 nakshatras are working 24/7. Regardless, if we think that we only have 9 planets, and including the ascendant, we have the 10th nakshatra, which is going to be the ascendant nakshatra. Only those nakshatra we have to focus on. We are absolutely wrong. I know some of the people wait and they say that we don't want to watch this video or that video because it's not related to us. It's not talking about our nakshatra. It's not like that. So from wherever source you are getting the information for any nakshatra, try to gather it. All the nakshatras in our chart are working. Yes, prominent planets in certain nakshatras going to be more intense in our life for sure, but all nakshatras are active in our life 24/7. So never wait for your own nakshatra. That's what I'm trying to say. So SWATI Nakshatra, in this video we're going to talk about the traits, how the energy of Rahu is working in this nakshatra, how the energy of Rahu is working in a Libra sign, the traits. We're going to talk more about the Vayu Dev, the deity associated with this nakshatra, Mata Saraswati, which is the alternative deity for this nakshatra. And most importantly, in this video, I always try my best to have or to include new points, new interesting points for all of you guys. So this time I have found a very interesting story by a great author. I'm gonna mention his name at the end of this video. Why the planet of karma, which is Saturn, gets exalted in this nakshatra. So why it is, what is the significance? Why it is getting its uchchan, the exaltation in this nakshatra? Why not in any other nakshatra? So we're going to talk more about that. So that I'm going to talk at the end of this video. So please stay tuned with me. So SWATI, the meaning of Suati, which means very good, which means beneficent, very beneficent. It is also called the first drop of the rain. And one of the names of Mata Saraswati is also SWATI, and which also tells me, if we think, which I was mentioning before, if we think that only we have to worry or only we have to put a concern for the nakshatras which we have in our natal chart, what if your name is SWATI but you don't have SWATI in your D1 list? Then what? It is still very much active. What about if you have the vowels, the sound vowels, which comes for SWATI in your chart, but in reality you don't have SWATI in your D1? It is still very much active. So that is why it is very important to learn and gather more and more information about each and every nakshatra. So the ruling planet for this nakshatra is Rahu. Symbol is single blade of the grass, which I have mentioned in the first slide. And from the symbols itself, you can learn a lot and you can do so many predictions. These are some of the alternative symbols for the same nakshatra: sword, coral. Again, you can interpret so many other things. Deity is Vayu. Rashi, it falls completely in the Tula Rashi, which is a Libra sign, which is an Aries sign. Guna is Tamas. This is a typo. Gana is Dev. So the nature of this nakshatra is very chara. It's movable. Shakti behind this nakshatra is Pradava Vamsa Shakti, the power to disperse, scatter like the wind. That is the Shakti. Very important to understand the Shakti behind each and every nakshatra. The desire of the deity is to have the freedom to move as I wish, like an air. The basis above and the basis below is changing form of transformation. And this transformation is totally different form of transformation from the Aradra, which is the another Rahu ruled nakshatra. Trimurti is Shiva. Yoni is buffalo. And again, just by the animal totem, you can do so many learnings, you can do so many predictions. What I have seen prominent working in people's life, if it's in Swati, they like to spend a lot of time in water because that's what the buffalo likes. You must have seen, if you are from India, you must have seen in the countryside, in the chappars and all, if they go get into the water, they never want to come out. That's what I have seen in people's life as well. If they have prominent planet in Swati, that's if they are going for a rejuvenation or for steam and spa, or even in their daily household activities, they love to spend more time in the washroom taking a shower. Bird is pigeon, tree is Arjunachal. Very important to understand and learn about the tree associated with each and every nakshatra. And for that, I have done the Mother Nature and Nakshatra series. So you can always relate to that, what exactly I mean by that. Very important, especially in the Tribhagi Dasha also, if you're running through the period of Swati, or in a Yogini Dasha, you're running a period of Swati, or in the Vimshotri Dasha also, if you're running if your Mahadasha Lord is in Swati. Very important to serve the tree associated to that nakshatra. It's one of the best karmic remedy one can do. So again, a big pranam to Lord Rahu, as it is ruled by Rahu. So what is the meaning of Swati Nakshatra, meaning of being born in Swati? What are the effects of Rahu and Venus? So Rahu energy, we all know, very focused natives. Rahu itself is a very diplomatic planet. So it prevails a lot of diplomacy in their actions. Rahu will try to imbalance in all spheres of the life, even though the Libra sign is the sign of balance. But I remember one of the authors, great authors I did the interview with, he said, even though Libra is a very balanced sign, but Swati can completely shake your balance. So that's the another story of it. So Rahu and Venus conjoined form some kind of diplomacy and indulgence. If it's looking for relationship, it can be interpreted in many other ways. Rahu in Libra, which is an Aries sign, we all know, brings a lot of changes. For sure. Again, it's a Chara Nakshatra. If it's afflicted, or if your 8th Lord is in Swati, then stability will not be there as expected. Natives could see constant change in life. So 8th Lord, 8th Swati associated in 8th house, definitely. Venus, we all know, it's a Venus own sign, Libra, which makes the person generally happy in its own sign. And Venus will decide how Rahu should give. So the position of Venus is very important to understand in the chart in order to make any kind of analysis. So well-placed Rahu in Swati can make you rich. It's not true for all, but in general, we can say that. It can bring a lot of wealth, yes. Rahu in Libra denotes search for the perfect relationship, especially if you have Rahu Venus conjunction in your chart, definitely. And what I have seen, Rahu Libra conjunction in itself, especially 7th house, 5th house, 2nd house, 11th house, they are always having a partner from a different culture or from a foreign culture. Not always foreign, even if you're in a country, in India, maybe from the different state or different caste and religion. Many times I have seen that. But they are always looking for the perfect relationship. Very important to understand how the Rahu gonna function, because it is a Rahu ruled nakshatra. So very important to understand that. So note, Rahu converts himself as the lord of the sign it is sitting in, and then it amplifies the quality of the lord. So what I mean by that? So suppose if Rahu is sitting in Libra, so it will take all the qualities of Venus and it will amplify those qualities. And sometimes it can be out of limit as well, depending upon the full chart. If it's afflicted or if it's being aspected by some other malefic, it can be out of limits as well. And it does the same thing if it's sitting with some other planet, if it's in conjunction with another planet. So for example, if Rahu is sitting with Saturn, will take all the qualities of Saturn and sometimes will blow them out of the proportion. So again, Rahu-Saturn conjunction, suppose if it's in Aries or in Libra, again, depending upon many other zillion factors in the chart, can create imbalance, indiscipline. We all know Saturn is the planet for discipline, and Rahu is the higher octane of Saturn. So in the Dasha or in the Mahadasha or in the Patyantar Dasha of Rahu or Saturn, you can see that. Very important to see. So that is why it is, it has been said, it is better to have Rahu alone in any house rather than conjunct with the planet. And again, this is a general statement to make. So the ideal position for Rahu is to sit with the exalted planet so that it can amplify all the exaltation of that graha. So therefore, and this is very important, this last point. So Rahu in any nakshatra will give benefits as per the qualities of that nakshatra lord. And again, what I mean by that, so for example, Rahu sitting in Chitra, Rahu sitting in Vishaka, or Rahu sitting in Swati. So the position of that nakshatra lord is very important in order to analyze in the chart. That will be the key factor, how the Rahu gonna behave in the natal chart. So this is the basic slide. I made it on the functioning of Rahu. Very important to understand if any planet is nakshatra is ruled by certain grahas, how that graha is functioning. Okay, so the deity associated with this is Vayudev. We all know he is the lord of air, prana, one of the Panch Mahabhutas, one face of the five-face Shiva. I could not put the picture for that, for the copyright thing, but you can always Google it. So Uma Vakrata, one of the five faces of Shiva, denoted by the air element. This is the importance of Lord Vayu, meaning the imparting the spiritual knowledge and detachment. And again, spiritual knowledge, they are knowledge seekers. And just like I mentioned earlier, Mata Saraswati is also associated with this nakshatra. So they are very keen in learning. So the linga of air element called Shri Kala Hasti, again I could not put the Could not find the photo of it, which is not copyrighted, but you can again Google it, which is called Vayu Lingam, shaped in the elephant trunk and the tusk on each side and spider at the bottom. Shri Kala Hasti. Again, it is very important to learn about Shri Kala Hasti if you want to learn more about Rahu, because that's gonna explain you very well that how the energy of Rahu works from low level to a higher level. And it is one of the Vasus as well, the Vayudev, one of the Ashtavasus, Anila. And in Vedas, it is described as beautiful and moves noisily. We all know that jab hawa chalti hai to uski kitni आवाज, how noisily the air moves. We all know that. Associated with Vata. And that reminds me, I have close ones in my family who have prominent planets in Swati. Lot of gastric problems, what I have seen. So if you're running, or suddenly if you're running a Antardasha of Swati and suddenly you're feeling too much gas or Vata in your body, Swati it is. So it's a calm form of wind rather than the thunderous, which is associated with Aradra. So there is a difference. So the Vayudev, power through which is all is manifested. Yes, we all need pran, air. So from Vayu, the mind, speech and intelligence arise. We all know that. And together these all allow the communication and the interchange. Very self-explanatory. Without air, you cannot light a fire or the light. We need, see, in order to light a jyot or in order to light a candle, we need air, right? Same thing for the inner jyot, the jyot inside our heart, which we all need, which should be one of the things which is lacking these days actually. But in order to get the inner jyot, we need the pran. And who gives the pran? That is Lord Vayudev. This is the importance of Vayudev in our life. In Brahat Yoga Yajnavalkya Smriti, hard to pronounce that, Ishwar is said to be Vayu and soul is Agni. This is the importance of Vayudev. And together Agni and Vayu form the Brahman, Brahman, both with form and formless. Everything is inside. One of the Upanishad identifies that the Vayu as Brahman, the supreme formless. Again, everything is inside us. The mantra Om, again, emerged from Prana. So this is the importance general slide I have gathered for Vayudev. Okay, what do the ancient text says for Swati native? So according to Horasara, the person will be mild, happy, virtuous, compassionate, lives a simple lifestyle. Yes, we can say that. These are general statements in the ancient text. Naraji says when the person is born in Swati star, he will be righteous, courageous, lustful also, as it is falling in the Venus sign, will be celebrity, very knowledgeable. Yes. Varamira says, because of the lunar influence, gives Swati a very well-spoken attribute, self-control and compassion. And that's what I have seen. Very good speakers, orators, narrators, especially if you have third lord, second lord in Swati, very good orators. Okay, so these are some of the traits. I will not read all of them, but I will go through some of them. What I have seen in Swati natives, they are fond of shoes. every time, prominent planets in Swati, every time they buy shoes, something in their life happens. Or on a Swati day, I remember on Swati day just passed, on Swati day, something happened to my feet out of nowhere. So something related to feet, something related to shoes. Many times I've seen these people are fond of shoes, very independent people. So these people, if you try to dominate them, things will not work out, especially in the relationship. Very, very independent people. So that is why a lot of self-entrepreneurs, self-proprietors are seen from this nakshatra. Very self-made people, yes. Very dynamic, humorous, good communication skills, yes. Travel often, especially if you're running through the dasha, 7th house, 9th lord, 12th lord, 8th lord, prone to traveling. 3rd lord, short distance travel, yes. May not like the criticism of their personality, yes, we can say that. Very independent types, very fast in approach. And again, if what I have seen in one of the charts, 2nd lord in Swati, and Swati sitting there too in one of the grahas, he used to eat very fast. And this is the another thing I have seen. If it's afflicted or in a bad dignity, then it's a whole different deal. But very fast speaker sometimes. Again, 3rd lord if associated. 2nd lord, very fast eater. Or one time I have seen 6th lord connected with sun. And always remember, see, opposite to Swati, I asked this fellow, opposite to Swati is Ashwini. And he was having the 4th lord association with sun, with Swati, opposite to Ashwini. I asked him, how many tickets you have got? And he was shocked. He was like, how you know that? So, because I was seeing that it was not in a very good dignity, and sun was also debilitated, and he got tons of tickets. And always, that's why I keep telling you guys in my personal post as well, or in my blogs, always look opposite to nakshatra as well. How? And opposite to Swati is Ashwini. So that also I've seen. Impulsive nature, yes. Rahu is involved. Diplomatic people. And lot of diplomats you will see from this nakshatra as well. And in my case, whenever I have seen consistently, whenever the Swati is operating, or Vishaka is operating, or Anuradha is operating, I'm always doing the cross border and going to the United States. So that I have seen. Very practical people, yes. They can't say no. That also I have seen. And they attract a lot of people. We're going to talk more about that when we're going to discuss more a few big dignitaries in this nakshatra. So padas are very important to understand if you're learning about nakshatras, because pada is going to give you the exact blueprint of the soul. Because where it is going in Navamsha, it is very important. Only then you will be able to tell more about the chart. So the first, I'm not going to read the full pada slide. You can go through it in your free time or whenever you want to. So first pada falls in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So the learning again comes in. Travel, natural 9th Lord, 9th house. Second pada falls in Capricorn. So Saturn is involved. 3rd pada Aquarius, so on. And Venus, Saturn, Mercury does very well, what I have also seen in this pada. 4th pada falls in Pisces again, long distance travels. And this is the Pushkara Navamsha pada. So, a lot to do with that. So, okay, so some of the careers associated with this nakshatra. So first one, as it is ruled by Rahu, so as any kind of astronomy, astronauts, astrology, it is all associated with this nakshatra. Businessmen, tradesmen, natural 7th house, So very good businessmen. Saturn gets exalted. Very good negotiators as well. Space and astronautical. Lawyers, again, sign of Libra, right? A lot of time I have seen judges, even lawyers, diplomats, hostesses, yes, public relations, speakers, orators, narrators, newsreaders, sole proprietors, self-made people, yes. And here I have taken the picture of Lady Gaga. Rahu ruled Nakshatra, so they have to be very eccentric, unconventional in their approach or in their looks or in their way or in their subhav, in their character. In any Rahu ruled Nakshatra, it is very but obvious. So these are some of the famous personalities. You can see Shri Amitabh Bachchan, Moon in Swati, needs no introduction. His Moon in Swati itself is another big video. But you can use this brief, basic analysis on Swati, into your own research and do the analysis of all these people or of your near and dear ones. Avril Lavigne, Meera Kumari, first, again, speakers, right? First woman speaker of Lok Sabha in India. Lady Gaga. She has Moon in Swati as well. Charlie Chaplin, Bruce Lee. I think he has 4 planets in 12th house, all in Swati. And we all know how fast, like a Vayudev, he was in his martial art moves. So a lot to learn right from there. So here I'm going to discuss about a very interesting fact which I was mentioning before in the video, that why have we ever thought why Saturn gets exalted in this nakshatra. So I'm going to read you a story by a brilliant author. Some of you must have already heard it, but I'm pretty sure most of us, I was not aware of it only until I got to know about this when I was making this presentation for this while I was doing the research for Swati. So the Chatak bird is associated with this nakshatra, and it is known for Viveka and Viragya. Vivek, we can say in Hindi, Sadbuddhi, or maybe consciousness, I guess. Sadbuddhi, I would say. Viragya is detachment, which is associated with Swati. So this Chatak bird waits for the pure raindrops which falls only when Swati is rising and does not seek any other water. And it seeks only the pure raindrops falling from the clouds without any fear or concern. So it sits with its beak open for the drops of the rain. That is Chatak bird, cuckoo, the importance of that, and how it is related to Swati, the exaltation of Saturn. I'm gonna read you that because it's a very big article, but I'm gonna read you in my own words. Again, the greatness of Swati. Again, why Swati is exalted. It's a very interesting story in this nakshatra. So one day the god invited all the Navgrahas to his kingdoms and asked them, tell me among the 27 nakshatras, which is the greatest? So everyone voted. Surya voted for Ashwini, Venus for Revati, Jupiter for Pushya, and Mercury for Hasta, and so on, Shani for Swati. But there were no consensus. So God wanted Rahu Ketu to vote for the stars which were mentioned above. But Surya and Chandra got very irritated and agitated that how demons like Rahu and Ketu are involved in such a godly matter. But God waved aside that protest and said, in his kingdom, we all are equal. So the Rahu Ketu have the full right to vote for any Nav Graha they want. So both of them agreed with Lord Shani and said, Swati is the greatest of all the Nakshatras. This is the why. I'm going to tell you that. So once again, the Surya and Chandra protested. Again, they were furious and said, and simply the God, Lord Vishnu, ignored them and said, Swati it is. But first, tell me why exactly it is Swati. Explain me why. So Saturn said, my Lord, I did not vote for Swati merely because it is star of my exaltation. No, not because of that. Neither did I vote because it is owned by my good friend who shares the Kumbh Rashi with me. No, absolutely no. So why then? Why then Shani? Tell me why. Because, my Lord, this star, this constellation, this nakshatra signifies the desire to attain your kingdom more than any other nakshatra. This is the only nakshatra who wants to desire, to attain your kingdom more than any other constellation. Surya said, what a liar. Why are you lying? How can a star owned by Rahu, a demon, signify such a godliness? That's what Surya said again. And again, Lord Vishnu was not happy with that. And he said, you may be Shani's father, but I am father of all. I am your father as well, including you. So keep quiet now. This is more dramatic, actually. Either I will tell Rahu to eat you up. And continue Shani. So in what way Swati signifies desire to attain my kingdom? Can you please enlighten me with that? Can you just taught us? Why is that? My Lord, I learned this from the bird called cuckoo, which is also called as papiha, the chatak. Please enlighten us that what Lord Vishnu says. What is so special about this word? Father said, the special thing about the chatak is, it will only drink the rainwater when Swati is rising. Again, son said, what's the big deal about it? What is so much big about that? Is that all? That's what son said. Is it the only great thing about Chatak, Shani? Then Shani said, Father, you are so proud of your kingdom that you fail to realize the greatness of these small things. The Chatak will refuse the water from all the holy rivers, including Ganga and Yamuna. Even if the water is offered from a sacred temple, it will not take it. It will only take it, the raindrops, the first raindrops, when Swati is rising, when Swati is operating. So the son said, how silly is that? Then again Shani said, this is not silliness, but greatness, Father. Like Viragya and Vivek, Viragya, which is the detachment, which is very kind to me, and Vivek, Sadbuddhi, which is most important, these are the two things which are the most two important things in order to realize God, the eternal truth. And the Chatak is an exemplary example of both. In what way? Again, Surya said, in what way? Again, Shani said, thanks to the Vivek, the consciousness, the Sadbuddhi, I would say, possessed by the Chatak, because it is able to discriminate and realize that the water falls on Swati is the greatest, because it practiced Viragya, the detachment. It is able to give up its desire for all other sources of water which is offered to the species. Again, Shani continued and said, this is the way, this should be the way the man has to do. He should shun everything, especially the power that also you offer to them. and only choose God. And only then one can attain the moksha which we all want in Kali Yuga, especially. Shani continued and said, Chatak also shows the path to God is not easy. The Chatak, by being firm, shows the devotees that must be willing to put up with all the hardship in order to attain the eternal truth, the Paramatma, to realize Him, the God. So he goes through all the hardship by doing that. So when Shani finished, finally, Lord Vishnu was immensely pleased with his explanation and said, Shani, your explanation was wonderful. So from now on, you shall be called SWATI Uchchan, the exaltation of Saturn. Not just because you get exalted here, not just because of that, because you have grasped the inner meaning of it so beautifully. That is the main reason. So I find it, this story, this is actually 10-page story, but which I have told you in my words in only in few lines. And again, the huge credit goes to Balaji Narasimhaji, who's the author of this article. You can go to his website, balaji.in.in. So huge credit goes to him. I was never known to this story, that why Saturn is exalted, why Saturn is called Uchchan, why he has given that Upadhi only in SWATI Nakshatra. So this is the main reason. So from now on, you also know the importance of SWATI, how the deity is working, what are the basic traits. So this is a brief video on the basics of SWATI, which is my motive to give you the basic information on all the nakshatras, so that you can do more research, you can come out with more material, and you can do the research of on the charts of your near and dear ones. So I hope you like the video. Let me see if I have more. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I hope you like the video. I'm going to share more videos with you, with more nakshatras coming your way. So stay tuned for more videos, and thank you again for all the love and support. And keep giving your feedbacks to me, and I will be in touch. Thank you all.